After 13 years, one College Station mother is still searching for the man responsible for causing the car crash that killed her 18-year-old son.
News 3's Whitney Miller sat down with her today as she opens up about her continued fight for closure.
When they're gone, you keep everything. You go find everything that they've ever touched.
Wanda McGill says there isn't a day that goes by when she doesn't think of her son, Matthew.
Oh, he loved cars. He loved computers. He could build them from scratch.
And there isn't a day that goes by when she doesn't think of the man responsible for his death.
I still get angry looking at his picture, but I'm also tired of thinking about him.
McGill says in 2002, Gregorio Lozano was allegedly drunk behind the wheel when he flipped his vehicle on FM 2154 and struck Matthew's car. Matthew was only a mile and a half from his home.
I ran around to the passenger side and crawled in and reached up and touched him on the right cheek. And very slowly he turned his head toward me, never opening his eyes. And I found out that was the last reaction I would ever have from my son.
And while the McGills were clinging to hope, Lozano was escaping from the same hospital where Matthew would die.
And the nurses couldn't stop him. And the two College Station police officers hadn't been told what to do. They couldn't stop him either.
Over the next 13 years, McGill would play detective. She knew Lozano worked in construction, so she checked known sites and even attended one of his relatives' funerals.
I hung up flyers with his picture on it. When I'd go back by, usually the same day, they'd be ripped down already. So I knew that people were here that knew who he was and possibly where he was, and were not talking.
But even more frustrating, she says, was knowing that Lozano wasn't behind bars.
It's been 13 years. I would love to have him brought in handcuffs, but I also know it's not me that's got to judge him.
In College Station, Whitney Miller, News 3.
Back in 2003, Lozano was indicted on intoxication manslaughter charges. If he is caught, he could face up to 20 years in prison.
If you have any information that could lead authorities to Lozano, you're asked to contact Brazos County Crime Stoppers at the number on your screen, 979-775-TIPS.